Pittsburgh Steelers fans, welcome to a special edition podcast with Behind the Steel Curtain. First of all, happy Independence Day to all you, the listeners, and my co-host and our special guest today. Of course, I'm joined as always by one podcast director, Brian Anthony Davis. I am, of course, deputy editor Michael Beck, and today we have a very special guest, Steelers Safety Jordan Dangerfield. Jordan, how are you doing on this beautiful Independence Day?
I'm doing good. Trying to stay cool. Out here, I'm down in Florida, trying to stay cool. Happy Independence Day to you and everybody.
Well, thank you very much, Jordan. It's great to have you on, especially on a holiday. And Michael, who hails from Canada, I have given him a quarter to a half citizenship since he covers the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nice.
So, Jordan, we just wanted to go ahead and ask you, on the heels of the NFL canceling the Hall of Fame game in weeks 1 and 4 of the preseason, the NFL Players Association unanimously voted for no 2020 preseason games yesterday due to COVID-19. How does that affect you?
They made it official, like none at all?
They didn't make it official, but the Players Association voted on it. To have none whatsoever. So right now you've already lost the Hall of Fame game against the Cowboys in weeks 1 and 4. So right now it stands to be 2 games. But there's a possibility that the Players Association is saying we don't want any at all.
No, I mean, I think that, not just me, but I think that'd be big just for the whole league. You know, a lot of guys use preseason games to get rid of the jitters, just to get their blood flowing for the season. It's like kind of walk through and run through. And guys like me, preseason definitely helped me out in my career. Absolutely. I'm a big fan of preseason games. Like I said, it helped me out. I might have the most snaps on the Steelers roster right now in preseason games, which, I take that as a blessing, So I have no problem with that. I enjoy it. I enjoy the process, and I enjoy those games to, get warmed up for the season.
So with everything going on for you right now, what's kind of the average day look like from meetings to working out? What's the average day for you like?
Yeah, well, last week we finished up virtual meetings. Last week we finished up virtual meetings, but I'll take you through pretty much my OTA phase from April to when we just finished up. Got up in the morning. I was on the field by like 7, done by 8:30. Went right over to get a lift in. Got a lift in for about an hour and a half. We went from about 8:30 to about 10. Got home by 10:30. Made a quick breakfast. Got cleaned up, showered. Meetings from 11 to 1. And after that, it was like, relaxing, spending time with the family. If I had to get another workout in, I tried to get some more cardio in. So it was like that pretty much for me, like Monday through Fridays. And I'm now we're in camp phase now, get ready for training camp. We don't know when it's going to start or what it's going to be right now, but I got to be ready. We all got to be ready in the league. So right now I will wake up in the morning, 8 o'clock run right after that lift. After that, hydrate, eat, rest up, and I'll try to get another PM cardio in somehow. And I'll do that definitely Monday through Saturday.
So you're in Florida right now. I can see a beautiful background where you're at. So it looks like it's beautiful down there.
It's a nice day today. Nice day for 4th of July. Hopefully it doesn't rain. During summer down here, it rains it can rain any day from anywhere from like 2 to 4 p.m., but it's quick. So hopefully it doesn't rain at all today.
Well, I am in Maryland, and Michael is in Canada right now. And Maryland right now, it was blazing hot yesterday. It was about 98 degrees.
Maryland is beautiful. I miss Maryland. I do miss Maryland. Maryland is beautiful.
Well, when you come through, we're definitely going to have to catch up. Go Towson Tigers, by the way.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You know what, Jordan? I'd love to ask you. You faced adversity in your life and your career with the passing of your dad in 2009. The discontinuation of the football program in Hofstra that actually led you to Towson, and multiple releases by the Steelers before finally sticking permanently in 2018. You've got a tattoo on your shoulder that reads, "Everything happens for a reason." Can you describe your resilience and what motivates you to keep pushing through?
Not failing. I had doubters throughout my whole life, whether it was coming out of high school. I was a 2-star, pretty much no scholarships. People telling me I'm too slow, too short, can't do this, can't do that. So my biggest motivation was to try to just prove everybody wrong. Even in the league, there's bloggers, how that goes, the media people always counted me out every year since I've been with the Steelers. So that just motivates me. So I just want to definitely give a shout out to them too. It motivates me to be who I am today. Quick story, I had a teacher, my sixth grade teacher, I had to put like my goals and aspirations for what I want to be in the future. And I want to be like Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson. I want to play in the NFL and the MLB. I want to play both and go professional. She looked me like dead in my eye and says, she won't accept it. You got to go back home, think something else, write something else. And she wouldn't accept it at all. Lucky enough, my mama, she was on like the board for the yearbook, so I got it in there still. But, my teacher, her name was Miss Sullivan. So I just wanted to, she was one of, that's where it started right there, my motivation to prove her wrong. Like, feel like she had no hope in me. So that's when the motivation started, to just prove all my doubters wrong.
Now, before I get into my next question here, what position you play in baseball, and who's your favorite team growing up?
I played shortstop and pitcher, and my favorite team still New York Yankees.
Okay.
I grew up in New York, so that's why I was definitely big in baseball. I grew up in Elmont, New York, and Long Island, and baseball was huge out there in New York. And the Yankees were rolling at the time. Big Derek Jeter fan.
Now we're going to the Hall of Fame this year.
Hey, let me jump in on that too. Do you get a chance to follow the Pirates?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I love the whole in Pittsburgh. I love everything in Pittsburgh, man. I became a hockey fan with the Penguins, and I've been to a few Pirate games. Definitely a Pirate fan also now.
Awesome. No, I guess just quickly jumping back into the Steelers stuff. Obviously, you've been around this roster for probably one of the longest tenured defensive players. I think the longest tenured defensive back. Do you recall one practice where you're like, oh man, we messed up and coach just ground you down? Is there ever one practice that just sticks in your mind like that one was rough?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, I remember I think we got through like a few periods, and then we weren't clicking on offense, defense, even special teams. It was just one of those days. And Coach Tomlin started the whole practice over. I don't remember the exact year or date, but he had no problem starting the whole practice over. And then once we started over, we all like knew what time it was, and we all focused and got things done.
Awesome. So Mike Tomlin obviously ranked amongst the top head coach in the NFL. What are your thoughts on Coach T?
Definitely hands down one of my favorite coaches, down to earth. I had the opportunity to be in Buffalo my rookie year, and I've been here in Pittsburgh since. And, it definitely feels like home. In Buffalo, pretty much only saw the head coaches and coaches like when I got onto the field. You see Coach Tomlin, you see Mr. Rooney, Colbert. You see them every day in the building, through the locker room, weight room, trainer room. You see them all day, and then that just brings that atmosphere, that home feeling, which what it is. And Coach Tomlin, hands down, greatest. I think the greatest. He motivates you. Last year it was definitely we faced a lot of adversity as a team, and he knew what to do and how to get us through the season and get us motivated.
Well, 2020 will be your 7th season, like Michael mentioned, associated with the Steelers.
Yes.
What does it mean? You just mentioned what it meant to play for a coach like Mike Tomlin. What does it mean to play for such a storied organization and a football-obsessed, towel-waving fan base?
Yeah, it's a blessing, and that's why I don't take a day for granted, especially with my journey and the journey I took in the path I took to get where I'm at. Just to be where I'm at today it's a blessing. I put everything out there on the line. I give my all the time, whether it's in the weight room, in the meeting room, on the field. I give it all. Like back in 2013, after Buffalo cut me, I was gone 4 months without football. And I always, just to get some motivation or anything, I could just think about that time where I was just waiting to get a phone call to even get a workout or to get signed by a team. So whenever I just need some motivation, I just think back to those few months where I had no football at all. And it motivates me every day.
Now, I hate to steal Brian's question because we were chatting about this earlier, and we really wanted to ask you when Renegade comes on, because he did mention those towels twirling. Yeah. What's that like? What's it like being on the field when that rings out and that stadium just goes nuts?
It's undescribable. I guess you black out technically. Especially me, because when they play that on, I'm usually going on kickoff. It's pretty much going on kickoff or kick return. So I definitely get amped up for that play. You can black out, and it's going to change the energy. The crowd, everybody screaming in Heinz Field. It brings the enjoyment and the excitement out in the whole team, and it pays off for sure.
That was one question that we had, just for the fact that we know what it means to the fans.
Yeah, it means a lot to me and the whole team. It means a lot. We get in the zone. We know you guys are probably even more hyped than we are. we can't get overhyped because we got to play. We got to remember our plays, and we got to produce on the field. So just as hype as you guys get, we get.
It's really funny. I saw a Facebook video just about 2 or 3 years ago after his first year with the Steelers. It was Arthur Moats. He was in a diner with his family, and that song came on. And he did a Facebook Live because he was so excited to hear that tune. Was that a song you were even familiar with before you came to Pittsburgh?
No, I wasn't. But I'm familiar with it now. Definitely have it on my playlist on my phone. I listen to it often. Whenever I need to get hype, I can play it. You know, me, my family, or anybody. I definitely got to put my friends and family on. I always put them on with it.
It beats that song they play in Baltimore, that White Stripes song. That drives me crazy every time I hear that when I'm watching a Ravens game.
Yeah, no, definitely it does.
Going back to a season ago, when the Steelers brought in Mr. Minkah Fitzpatrick, the defense kind of changed a little bit. What did he bring to the team, and what was it like having him in the locker room?
It just brought excitement, you know. It was just, I mean, he came in ready to work, you know. Just as soon as he got in, he hit the ground running. Having somebody like that, he's very talented, smart, a great leader. So just bringing that in the back end, you know, the whole defense working together. It's just we knew we started off slow, period. So even before we got Mink, defense was talking about changing things over as a whole unit. So to add him to that, it definitely helped out. And then we just knew we had to change things around because we knew that wasn't like the steal away. So we had that ready.
Dave Shipley in our live chat says that Minkah credits you for his quick study. Did you help him when he came in to get him acclimated?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, I've been in the system for a while, so I knew pretty much everything. So I wanted to get him going as fast. You know, coaching, the coaches are gonna go through it. It's a moving train, so they're gonna throw it out there. He gotta try to remember it. But as a player, being on the field and then moving is different. So I tried to, you know, get him to think differently on the field and to make it as simple as possible for him.
Now, kind of how this offseason's went so far, rather. The safety position is kind of evolved a little bit, and right now it looks like you're going to get a whole lot more playing time on that defensive side. What do you bring to this defense specifically that Steelers fans should be excited about?
Nah, God willing, absolutely. I'm hoping for that. I'm gonna work for that for sure. But excitement, you know, just my play, my energy. I love bring the energy out there, and then just whatever I can do to contribute to help the defense. You know, I'm excited every time I get on the field, whether it's on special teams or defense. So whenever I get the opportunity, I just want to put my all out there to help the team win.
The Steelers secondary has definitely grown as a strength for this team, and it wasn't always considered that way in recent history. So what do you attribute that to, Jordan?
I mean, it just us gelling together, you know, the whole defense, you know, even the rushers helping out, you know, the front four guys, the linebackers, all that helps out in the back end, you know, just getting that pressure to help us out. Everybody gelling together, like I said already. Just the camaraderie. We spend time together, you know, we go out, we have dinners at least definitely once a month. We try to get together to build that bond, you know. So building that bond and that brotherhood, I think that helps out a lot.
Who would you consider to be the leader of that secondary? Is it Joe Hayden?
Yeah, Joe Hayden for sure. You know, he's been in the league, Pro Bowler, lockdown corner. You know, we definitely have Joe for that.
Now, his pairing, obviously, on the other side there, Steven Nelson's brought a ton of this team. Playing that back half, is it easier? Just like looking at these guys, like they're going to put the clamps on them. I can play a little more loose.
Yeah, no, those guys they're doing a great job. You know, pretty much having an island, both of those guys. It definitely makes it easier to help out the backers when they got to carry, you know, speed up on three and stuff like that to help them out.
So this team as a whole, do you think this 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers team is a Super Bowl contender?
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. I want to continue to talk about the secondary. So going into his third season now, Terrell Edmunds playing back at safety, a former number 1 pick in 2018. What does he bring to this team? Because he has really led the team as far as snaps the past couple years, and it seems like he's really coming into his own.
Yeah, no, he is. I think Terrell's gonna have a breakout year. He's gonna have a breakout year, hands down. He has his 2 years. He's gonna come in. He's learning the system. Super athletic, very fast, smart. So I have a big expectation for Terrell. I think he's gonna prove all his doubters wrong. He's gonna come out ready to compete and do what he has to do.
Now, you mentioned the doubters there. Of course, there's always social media. For whatever reason, people will really kind of dig into guys. Is it hard to block that out?
No, it's not. At least for me, like I said, I use it as motivation. And then me being a competitor I am and everybody else, I'm sure it makes everybody better. There's always going to be doubters out there, and you got to just prove them wrong. It motivates me. I know it motivates other guys too.
So, talking about the defensive backfield a little bit more, have you spoken much with the rookies, specifically Mr. Anton Brooks there, and kind of what does he bring to this to that locker room so far in your online discussions?
Yeah, he don't bring he don't bring energy in his play. He is a young guy. Yeah, he has to come in ready to work, of course, hit the ground running. And, I feel bad. They had the pandemic this year, so I know it's difficult not just him, but for all the rookies, it was difficult. So they're gonna have a lot of catching up to do if we get this season rolling.
Do you feel that because of COVID-19, veterans have an advantage coming into this season, just for having experience with the team than an undrafted free agent this year?
Yeah, they do.
Now, we had Zach Banner on the show a week ago, and he always has a ton of beef. It's seemingly, of course, it seems like he's big buddies with everyone on the team. What's it like kind of working with him? Is he just a big goofball, or does he get down to the business too?
No, he gets down to business. I feel like me and Banner, we're always smiling, like both of us. We're always smiling and trying to have a good time. But I feel like we both have that switch, like when it's time to turn it on and compete. We'll do it. That's my twin. We actually have the same birthday, December 25th on Christmas Day. That's my twin. And people always say we look alike, we resemble each other. So that's, I guess, my long lost twin.
Hey, he might have a few inches on you, though.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. That's my big brother.
Who's the funniest guy on the team then?
He's the funniest guy. I told him that recently too. Like, hey, you got to be the funniest guy on the team. Told him that. Definitely.
So a lot of big personalities on the team. It seems like a very close-knit team, Jordan.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Who do you find comfort with? Who do you hang out with the most on the team?
Well, a lot of my guys that I did hang out with, they moved on to other teams. But like you said, it's a close locker room. I get along with everybody in the locker room. If I have to go chill with somebody, hang out with somebody, they're there. I feel like I'm in college, like in that locker room. Like college, you go everywhere with your teammates and so forth and so on. I feel like if I had to hang out with anybody, I can hang out with anybody in that locker room. When somebody has a barbecue or something, I can go there and hang out. So, but my guys were Tyler Madicavage, it was LJ Ford, Arthur Moats. Those are my guys right there. They're gone, but they're doing their thing, which is good. But like I said, in the locker room, it had, like you said, it had that everybody's close, so I can have a conversation with anybody in the locker room, which is what I love.
Now, before we hit a couple live chat things here, I was just curious, most memorable game of your career. Of course, the last 6 seasons, there's been a ton of crazy games. What's the one that sticks out most in your mind?
December 25th, 2016.
Oh, your birthday.
Baltimore Ravens.
The Color Rush game.
Yeah, Color Rush game. First time we're in the Color Rush. The game came down to the wire. Ended up winning the AFC North. Getting that berth in the playoffs. So that game was definitely memorable. Besides also my first start against the Kansas City Chiefs that year.
And that was a big win that year too.
Yeah, that against Kansas City Chiefs that year. I think it was week 3 or week 4 or something. It was early in the season, so having my first career start on a primetime stage, that holds just as much weight though for me too.
It's funny. You're right. That was week 4 that year, yeah. And that was the game that was actually featured on NBC's This Is Us as the game that Kate watched with her father.
Oh wow!
And so it was a very special. This Is Us. If you've never watched it, very Steeler oriented.
Oh, the very first. That was the game. I gotta watch that.
Well, they showed in the background, but
right.
It's set in Pittsburgh, and the very first scene is a guy on his birthday wearing nothing but a terrible towel, and it's and so it's a big Steeler oriented show. So it's funny that you mentioned that, and that game was actually on the TV in the background in that show. So we have some fans in the live chat, and they have a lot of questions for you. Dave Shipley throws in this. He throws in $10 in the live chat too for us. So thank you very much, Dave. Off topic, what's your favorite restaurant in the Berg? And thank you for all of your leadership, Danger.
Dave, I appreciate that, Dave. I would say my favorite restaurant for some reason, is Hyde Park. That was like one of my first restaurants I went to out there is Hyde Park. I actually got engaged to my wife that in Hyde Park too. So back in 2015, I proposed to her after dinner at Hyde Park.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. And
yeah.
And if we've got to talk about restaurants. If we're going to talk about Steelers food, you know where I'm going with this next. Primanti Brothers. Yep.
Yep.
What do you eat at Primanti's?
I get I guess like the original. I get like they put the beef on there. They got the fries and with the coleslaw and that thick piece of bread, and I'm good. That's all I need. They got everything on there. I know they have. I try to at least get some kind of hot sauce on there.
You know what? That's the Pittsburgher. That's my favorite too. And we have a Primanti's in Maryland now, Jordan.
Oh
so, yeah.
It's funny. They have some down here in I think more south down in Miami. I'm in West Palm Beach right now, but they do have a few I think down in Miami.
Now we do have another comment down. Snowman puts $2 in the tips jar. He wants to know what it's like playing with Joe Hayden.
Joe Hayden. I mean, it's a blessing to just watch him work. He's great. He does. I mean, he's as professional as it gets. In the film room, off the field, in the weight room, he puts the work in, and I mean, it shows on Sundays. So just to watch him work, it motivates me. It motivates the whole team, and it's a blessing to watch him work.
Now, a little bit earlier in the show here, you talked about those color rush jerseys. What was it like the first time you guys saw those? Because I think us as fans think they're pretty clean, so I'm sure the locker room was pretty hyped.
Oh yeah, no, well, I believe we're 5-1 now. We were undefeated until like the Buffalo game last year, so we're 5-1. When we wear them, we love them. We love them probably more than you guys love them. You put them on, you look good, you feel good, you play good. So that's the feeling we get when we put the color rushes on.
Now I got to disagree with you on that because everybody loves those color rush. The straight black, the whole
more 10 times more than.
They love them more than the bumblebees, and you had a chance to wear the bumblebees right in 2014. What did you think of those?
I love them. I got it after that game. I got it framed up, so I have that for life, for the memory for sure. And then that was my first time wearing it, and it was our last time wearing it, so I definitely had to save it.
So, do you have a collection of other players' jerseys? I know the jersey swaps kind of become pretty popular these days. Do you have any other ones hanging up on your wall?
Yeah, no, I got a few. I'm getting my collection up. Just definitely guys, that saw me through my journey. Especially guys like I got LJ Ford's jersey, I got Nickel Roby's jersey, I got Moses' jersey, I got a few guys I played in college with from the FCS level. So just seeing guys that kind of took the same route I took and kind of been through a journey I went through. I feel like we all motivate each other, and we have a certain respect for each other for sure.
Donald Nolan asks, what would a perfect season be for you as far as playing time and expectations for yourself in 2020?
One, staying healthy, for sure. Staying healthy. Stats-wise, definitely want to be top 5 in special teams tackles. I'm always out there. I want to be that. And getting a good amount of playing time on defense. I don't definitely want to be a starter, God willing, 1 year in the future. That's still the goal. But getting a certain amount of percentage snaps, even if it's just like maybe 10 to 20 snaps a game, that would be awesome. So I'm still working for that.
Now, go ahead, Lance. Sorry. So Lance Williams is he is one of our podcasters here. You could hear him with me on Sundays and also on Fridays with Yeah, I Said It, on Sundays with the Homer and the Hater Show, and the Standard. It's the Standard on Wednesdays. I'm giving a plug for Lance. And Lance is a big Cal Bears fan, so he and Zach Banner had a little thing going back and forth on the message board last week. But Lance asked, are there defined free safety and strong safety positions?
I mean, yeah. I mean, for us, it got to be. You got to know both because it changes up. If a motion could change, you go from free safety to strong safety with just a single motion on the offense. So for us, we definitely have to know strong and free.
Now, is there one specific player that you'd say on the team that's like, dang, that guy's the best player on this team, or even in the entire NFL? Who's the best player you played either with or against?
Well, I mean, definitely. I mean, at 2014, I got a chance to be next to Troy Polamalu. Like, that was my idol growing up, and just to be on the same field in the same meeting rooms as him, and just hearing him talk and his knowledge of the game, it definitely brought light to me. Like, I can see why he is who he is.
Now, you mentioned Troy. Of course, tons of us, I'm sure, were just huge Polamalu fans. What he was able to do is just completely outstanding. Is there one moment that sticks out in your mind? Because he's made some ridiculous plays. What's the best Polamalu play?
I mean, all the ones where he jumped over the top, got a QB sack pretty much, And it was definitely the one-handed pick in the snow, I believe.
Oh yeah,
when he put that hand out, I mean that was just very freakish of him. Just to see him make plays like that, it's motivating, and definitely try to play like him.
Now, if you were to try to jump over the line of scrimmage and missed it, how would the coaches react to that?
No, I'll be up the field. I mean, me personally, I don't know about even, I don't know. I probably won't even see the field again.
Troy's probably the only guy who could get away with that.
Troy definitely did it. I mean, it comes with film study. That's why. I mean, he put the work in, and he knew what was coming, when it was coming. So he had his free time to like do what he had to do, because he watched film, and he was a vet, and he played a lot of teams multiple times and knew what was coming, when it was coming, and that's why he made so many plays.
Were you all planning on going to the Hall of Fame ceremony with the Hall of Fame game being in Canton this year to watch Troy and Coach Cowher get in?
Well, I'm not sure if we would be able to watch, because I know we had it back in 2015 when Jerome Bettis got inducted, but we didn't get a chance. I played in that Hall of Fame game too, but we didn't get a chance to actually go to the ceremony or anything. It was a regular business trip for us, travel the day before the game and do a day before the game things.
John Trent asked, are you a gamer? If so, what games you get down with? Also, I respect your game and character.
John, I appreciate that. That means a lot. I am a little bit of a gamer, but I mean, I'm not really a Call of Duty guy or Fortnite guy. I'm simple. I play Madden. I play Madden when I do get some time, and I try to get on Madden. I try to perfect my craft at Madden. I know there's some good talent out there in Madden, so I just try to do that.
Have you gotten that Madden beta code yet for 21? Have you played the new game?
Not yet.
You got to ask the Steelers. I know they're giving them out.
I got it soon. Hopefully soon I get that.
We got Ezra in. Who's the biggest threat in the AFC North? He lists Odell, AJ Green, or Hollywood Brown.
The biggest. I mean, all of them are big. All of them are gonna be big for us, especially as far as defense. I mean, AFC North is stacked, I think, on offense on all the teams. So we're gonna have to be ready every week. We play AFC North. AFC North ball is big. So we're gonna see each team twice, and they're gonna bring it. They play different. Every team plays different when they play the Steelers. Absolutely. So we gotta bring it every time. All those teams have talents, and all those guys are the big threats.
Donald Nolan doesn't have a question. He just says your health and availability has made you an essential piece on the team. Mad respect to you, Jordan. Here we go, Steelers.
Donald, I appreciate that. I could definitely agree with that, because if I wasn't healthy and I couldn't stay out there, yes, it would have been costly for me for sure. Thank you for that.
Now, this is a big one. Sorry, there's a little bit of news going on here. I'll load this one back up. Possibility of playing with no fans in the stands. I know Green Bay issued a statement to their season ticket holders to be prepared to have no fans in the stadium. Mm-hmm. What would that be like?
Oh, man. I mean, I guess right now it's kind of like a 50-50. I know as much as everybody else knows. I don't know exactly what they're thinking or how they would be. Like, even if they have fans back 20 rows with even like a glass, like a hockey around it or something, I don't know how they're going to do it. But I mean, without fans, it would be different. But I mean, just the fact that, every game is still going to probably be nationally televised or some way, somehow, there's still going to be people watching. So we'll be motivated. The crowd definitely helps when it's 70,000 screaming in Heinz Field. It helps a lot. So it'll be different. But me personally, playing at the FCS level, I didn't have like 70,000 every week, so I feel like I'll kind of be used to it. But it's different when it's 70 to 80,000 screaming. Yeah,
I played D2. I think we had like 1,000 people each week. So I feel that.
And I didn't play at all. I just watched a lot and I talked. How about that?
I mean, we practice every day without fans. So, it'll just be a up-tempo practice and, ready to go.
Do you feel that there's going to be less parity this year because of the possibility of no fans in the stands? And because of the possibility of with COVID being over the landscape of everything. And the reason I'm saying that is because it seems you need to be more prepared as a team, and the better teams are going to have better records, and the lesser teams, and there's going to be less middle of the road.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the way it's looking right now, the team that prepares the best, the team that faces this adversity the best and comes together, it will probably be the team that comes on top, because it's going to be different this year, absolutely. It's going to be messy. And, we've been talking about that in our meetings and stuff. And, we're a team that we love adversity, Coach Tomlin loves adversity, and he loves coaching against it, coaching with it, getting us right and amped up and prepared for that. He loves that, and he does a great job at it. So him leading us the way, I like us. I like our chances.
Now, before we get out of here, I just really want to give you an opportunity just to maybe mention, because there's so much going on in the world today, do you have any thoughts on what's going on?
As in the pandemic or like the social justice?
All of it. All of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard time, the pandemic and everything with the social justice it's crazy, but I mean, I feel like as a whole world, we definitely come through, It's definitely not fixed yet, but I feel like we're heading in the right direction as a whole, So just, baby steps, it can't be one big leap. So, just little by little, and, we got to build it.
Brian, do you got anything left for us here?
No, Jordan, thank you so much for taking your time on Independence Day to hang out with us. A great interview. We loved all of your answers. We're really looking forward to this 2020 season, and we hope to catch up with you real soon. Go Steelers.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your holiday. And stay safe out there still.
All right, Steelers fans, we'll sign off here. Jordan will chat with you just a little bit more off screen here. Guys, thank you for tuning in. As always, tune in, tell a friend, and subscribe. See you guys.